So in front of her, with the most of his back to the window, was the bony figure of music master. Bony figure means very slim master he was, okay, very skinny, very thin. He had mostly bald head with a fringe of oil black hair falling around his ears and old-fashioned tuft. Here are new words. See, bald means with no hair. Bald, B-A-L-D. New words. With no hair over the head. Next, fringe. Fringe. F-R-I-N-G-E. Fringe means border. B-O-R-D-E-R. Border of the hair. Next, tuft. T-U-F-T. Tuft means bunch of hair. Tuft means bunch of hair. So, how is the music master? It is explained here. He has a bald head. Bald head means where there is no hair over his head. And fringe of oil at the border. What some hairs are there? There it is. Those hair are oil. And black hair falling around his ears and an old-fashioned tuft. And remaining all hair are tuft tied. Okay, tied back. It has made a bunch of hair. A gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck. He is wearing a gold chain in his neck, and it is gleaming, shining. And a diamond ring glittered on his hand as it glided up and down to the stem of the violin. So what is there in his finger? There is a diamond ring. And how it's happening? It's gliding up. Gliding means move smoothly. With the violin, as he's putting the string, it's going front and back, up and down. A large foot stuck out from beneath his gold bordered vesti edge. Vesti means dhoti. Okay, you can see here in the picture he is wearing a vesti. Vesti means a gold bordered vesti means dhoti. Okay, and he was beating time the floor with the scrawny big toe. One leg he has put out and he is hitting it to the floor. Scrawny means thin. Scrawny. Scrawny means thin. So his thin but little big size means width it was thin but long size thumb he is hitting it to the ground, to the floor, as his violin is making the music, taking out the music. He played a few notes. He is playing few notes. Music has some notes, violin, harmonium, tabla, it has some notes. According to that he is playing over the violin. He is making few notes. He played a few notes. Lali tumbled behind him on her violin. So what is happening with Lali? Lali is tumbling. She is not getting how to play it. He is not understanding. So she is waiting in middle. She is stucking in middle and again she is trying to play it, which looked quite helpless and unhappy in her hands. She was not happy, or she was not habitual to handle the violin. She was looking quite unhappy and she was looking helpless, as she was unable to play like her master. What a difference! The music master's notes seemed to float up and settle perfectly into the invisible tracks of the melody. Melodiously, the music master was playing the violin, but as Lali is new student, okay, she is not knowing how to handle and how to play the violin. She is tumbling. It was like the wheels of a train fitting smoothly into the rails and whizzing along, as Ravi said. What Ravi is thinking, that his master is playing very nicely, very smoothly the violin, and it was like wheels of the train fitting smoothly into the rails and whizzing along. Whizzing along, how the rails on the rail track, rail moves smoothly. Same way, the violin master is playing the violin with melody. Mridu stared at that huge bearing hand moving effortlessly up the violin stem, making lovely music. Mridu is staring, Mridu is gazing, observing the music played by the master. And she is staring at the huge bearing. Bearing means music master wearing the ring. Bearing. Bearing means the ring is worn, okay, to not to get hurt over the strings. So that is called as a bearing. New word is given there on page number 23. Bearing means the music master is wearing a ring. That is called bearing. Bearing. Bearing hand moving effortlessly without any efforts. Master is moving the hand and playing the violin. And he is taking out lovely music out of that violin. Squawk! There was Lally derailing again. Again Lally is derailing. She is going out of track. Derailing. Is it okay if I will write in cursive? Is it okay? Are you able to understand? Turn on your cameras, children. And if yes, then show me the thumbs up. Turn on your cameras. Is it okay, cursive, or shall I write in script? Okay. Yes, thank you, Sorish. Thank you. So when any question is asked, that time you should quickly give reply. Turn on your cameras, don't feel shy. Derailing means run off track. Run off, O-F-F, track, T-R-A-C-K. Again and again, what is happening? Lally, Mridu's cousin, is going out of track while playing the violin. Smack! There was Lally derailing again. She was going out of track again. Amma! Came a wail from the gate. Amma, oh! Somebody is shouting, calling the name as Amma. Means this all cousins' mother is there. To her, somebody is calling. Came a wail from the gate. Came a wail. Wail. W-A-I-L. Wail. Wail is a new word for you. It's a loud cry in sorrow. Means loud cry in sorrow. Means painfully somebody is crying out for something. Loudly crying in a sorrow. Amma, Amma, oh, give me something. Beg me something. Like that some sound is heard. Amma came a wail from the gate. Wail means loud cry in sorrow. Amma, oh, Ravi, send the beggar away. The sound came again. Ravi's mother said, Ravi, send the beggar away. Cried his mother from the back veranda. From the back veranda of the home, Ravi's mother is saying to Ravi, Ravi, send that beggar back away. Okay? Send that beggar away. Where she was chatting with Tapi. Where she was in the back veranda of the house, she was speaking, she was chatting with Tapi, the grandmother of Mridu. He has been coming here every day for the past week, and it's time he found another house to beg from. Now he has to go for another house. Since last week he is coming for begging in our house only. Pati explained to Tapi. Now this grandmother explained to each other. The Ravi's mother explained to the grandmother. Mridu and Meena followed Ravi out. So as Ravi went out to say the beggar to go away, Meena and Mridu also followed Ravi. The beggar was already in the garden, making himself quite at home. He had spread out upper cloth under the neem tree. He is already trying to settle down there under the neem tree. He had spread his upper cloth under the neem tree and was leaning against its trunk. There was a neem tree, and to that trunk he is leaning. Leaning means taking rest. Okay, taking rest this way is called leaning. Take a rest, okay, by touching to the trunk of the neem tree. Apparently prepared to take a little snooze. Snooze means small sleep, okay, small sleep, nap. That is also called as a nap. Small sleep is called as a snooze. So he wanted to take a snooze little there. While he waited for alms to appear. Alms means something we give away. That is called alms. Dakshina हम देते हैं ना. Those who were come for begging something in front of our door. That time we give something. We give away something. That is called as a alms. ALMS, alms. So he was waiting for the alms to get. And while he was waiting, what he has done? He has put his upper cloth under the neem tree and he is leaning to the trunk of the neem tree. Go away, said Ravi sternly. Sternly means strictly. Sternly. Strictly. Sternly. Strictly. Sternly means strictly. So Ravi has said, according to her mother's order, what Ravi has to say? Ravi has to send that beggar away from the home. So Ravi said sternly, strictly Ravi said to the beggar that go away from here. My Pati says that it's time to you to found another house to beg from. My Pati is saying, my Pachi is saying, Pati means here, Mama, my mother is saying, my grandmother is saying to go away and go in search of another house for begging. The beggar opened his eyes very wide and gazed at each of the children one by one. He opened the eyes, the beggar opened the eyes and he is gazing, he is observing all the three children. Who are they? Meena, Mridu and Ravi. He started observing them. The ladies of this house, he is saying, the ladies of this house, he said at last in the voice choked with feeling, are very kind souls. The ladies in this house are very kind souls. I have kept my body and soul together on their generosity for a whole week. I cannot believe that they would turn me away. I don't think that they will not give me anything, because I have seen these ladies since last week. They are very generous to me. They are very kind to me, and they will not behave this way. They will give me something as alms. He raised his voice. Amma, Amma, oh, again he is calling to Ravi's mother. Sad his well might be, but it certainly wasn't feeble. It was actually not feeble, it was not weak. Feeble, F-E-E-B-L-E, feeble means weak. His voice was getting pity, but it was not so weak. It began in a deep, strong rumble somewhere in his withered belly and came booming out of his mouth with its few remaining teeth stained brown with bitter chewing. So how was he? He was calling mother of Ravi from the belly, okay, from his stomach he was calling, like from the bottom of his heart we call, right, from the mind we call, that way. Here it is explained that how he is calling from the withered belly. And here how was his mouth is explained here. He had very few teeth and they were stained, having stains over it. What type of stains were there? Brown stains. Brown stains were he was having. Why he was having it? Because he used to have, it is seen that he used to have the beetle. He used to chew the beetle. Have you ever known beetle? What does it mean, beetle? Yes? Yes. I will show you, all online children, I will show you what is beetle. I will share the screen. Beetle is eaten after the food. Some people have it regularly, right? I am turning on what is beetle. I want to show you all. There are two things, beetle leaf and beetle nut. Okay? Beetle leaf and beetle nut. With some eating items are put onto the beetle leaf and it is eaten. Some people have it, the beetle leaf, after the lunch, and some have it anytime. Some people are having habit of it. So they have it regularly in a day. So you can see here now the screen which I have shared. Here is the betel leaf. This is called as a betel leaf. Okay, and this one is betel nut. This one is the betel nut. Those who have it on regular basis, how their teeth becomes? Their teeth gets stains over it. Okay, and it becomes brownie. So this is called a betel nut, and this is betel leaf. I hope you have understood. Okay, let's get back to the class. Let me open the screen. Could you see that what I have shared? Could you see that? Show me thumbs up if you could see. Yes, turn on your camera, children. Could you see that betel nut and betel leaf? Okay, good. Yes, Nilambika, thank you, beta. So, okay, Nilambika, thank you all. So, see, turn on your cameras, keep your cameras on. So, he used to have, the beggar used to have betel nut, okay, betel, so he had stains on his teeth. Ravi, tell him there is nothing left in the kitchen. Who said this? Rukimani. Rukimani is aunt of Mrudu. She is calling Ravi and saying that, you tell that beggar there is nothing left over. Tell him there is nothing left in the kitchen. Called Rukimani, and he is not to come again. Tell him that. She is saying very loudly, in louder voice. Rukimani is saying that. Rukimani means mother of Ravi is saying, Ravi, tell him nothing is left over, and tell him to not to come over again. Come here again. She sounded fed up. Her sound was little fed up. She was tired to tell again and again. Ravi didn't have to repeat it all to the beggar because already Rukimani's sound was so big, it was audible to the beggar also. So Ravi need not to repeat the same sentence again. What his mother said had been easy for them all to hear. There under the neem tree, the beggar sat up and sighed. He was sighed, he was nervous, he got took long breath to listen to the Rukimani's sound. I will go, he said wearily. Wearily means tiredly. He was very tired. He said wearily, I will go. Let me rest for some time, I will go. Only let me have a rest here under this tree. The sun is so hot. The char has melted on the road. My feet are already blistered. So what has happened? The sun is so hot. It is a sunny day, and due to that, what has happened? The char. Char means here actually the liquid is used to make roads, right? That is called as a tar. Have you seen that black liquid? Black liquid which is used to make the road, that is called as a char. T-A-R. And the sun is so hot that because of the hot sunlight, the char has melted on the road. And my feet are already blistered. What does it mean blistered? New word for you, I will write it here. Blistered. Blistered. B-L-I-S-T-E-R-E-D. Blistered means bubbles on the skin. Bubbles on the skin. Bubbles on the skin. It is not seen. I'll erase it properly. Just a minute. Bubbles on the skin are called as a blistered. So you can see I have got blisters on my feet. Feet means here not upper part of the feet, sole of feet. Okay, not upper part of the feet. The bottom, the sole which we touch to the ground, that is called as a sole. The sole has got blistered. It has got bubbles because of the hot sun. He stretched out his feet to show large. He opened his feet to show it. to show large pink peeling blisters on his soles of his bare feet. He was not having footwears, so the person who is having no footwears, it is called as a barefooted. Bare feet. Okay, bare feet means without having chappals or without having any footwear. So he started showing his blisters. Okay, he has got blistered. So he started showing that bubbles to Ravi, Meena and Mridu. He stretched out his feet to show large pink peeling blisters on the soles of his bare feet, open feet. I suppose he doesn't have the money to buy chappals, Mridu whispered to Meena and Ravi. So slowly to Meena and Ravi, Mridu said that I suppose that she doesn't have money to purchase chappals. Have you got an old pair in the house somewhere? She is asking, Mridu is asking to Ravi and Meena, have you got any pair of chappals at home which is extra or old pair? Do you have? Then if we have, we will give it to that person. Have you got an old pair in the house somewhere? I don't know, said Ravi. Ravi is not knowing about it. Mine are too small to fit his feet. I would have given them to all. If I would be having the old pair, I would have given it. But what is the problem? My footwear will be too short for his leg. Mine are too small to fit his feet, and or I would have given them to him. And his feet were larger than Mridu's and Meena's. Obviously, they are cousin means they are of same age. Okay, and as they are of same age, they are younger than the beggars. So small, so it will not fit. The size will not fit to the beggar's feet. Feet and fit. F-I-T fit means fitting, size fit, okay? And F-E-E-T fit means plural form of what? Foot. Foot means single foot, okay? Single. And fit means plural form. And this fit means fitting, size wise fitting, we say that fit. So obviously Meena's and Mridu's footwear also will not fit to the beggar. The beggar was shaking out his upper cloth and tightening his dhoti. He raised his eyes and looked fearfully at the road. He was having fear in his eyes and he is looking towards the road. He was thinking that how to go in the hot sunlight out, as he has got, his feet has got blistered, how he can walk along with the bubbles to his sole. The beggar was shaking out his upper clothes. Shaking means to make a fast move, okay? So he shook out his dhoti and he raised his eyes and looked fearfully at the road. Gleaming in the afternoon heat. Gleaming means shining brightly, okay? Gleaming in the afternoon heat. He needs something on his feet. He is requiring something to his feet, Meena said. Her big eyes feeling, it's not fair. Eyes feeling means with tears. What Meena said with tears? Eyes feeling means with tears. With tears in the eyes, Meena is saying that he needs something to wear. Okay, he needs something on his feet. It's not at all fair that we are not helping him, said Meena to Mridu and Ravi. Shh, said Ravi. I'm thinking about it. Blubbering. And it's not fair isn't going to help. Saying it's not fair is not at all going to help. I am thinking how we can help to the beggar, Ravi said to Meena and Mridu. In 2 minutes he will be frying his feet on that road. He will be frying his feet will be getting fried on that road within 2 minutes. What he needs is a pair of chappals. So where do we get them? Come, let's search in the home. They all are going to search the old pair of chappals in the home. He pushed Mridu and Meena into the house. They quickly rushed and Ravi pushed Meena and Mridu into the house to be in search of pair of footwear, old footwear or old pair of chappals. Just as she stepped into the veranda, Mrudu's eyes fell onto the old-looking chappals he had noticed when she arrived. When Mridu came into the house of this aunt's house, that time she has seen one pair of a chappal in the veranda. Whose it was? It was of master, violin master. Ravi, she whispered to him, whose are those? Ravi turned and glanced at the shabby means little dirty looking but sturdy slippers. He blinked and nodded. He said expressed. Blinked means expressed yes. Expressions. Blinking means give expressions as yes. Okay? Nodding and nodded. Blinked. Blinked. B-E-A-M-E-D. This is B, B-E-A-M-E-D. Beamed means expressed yes. Expressed as yes. He beamed like he expressed like yes and he nodded his head. These are just the right size. What Ravi said? These are just right size for that beggar. It will fit to that beggar, said Ravi to Meena and Mrudu. He expressed saying yes and nodded his head. He is ready to give that footwear to the beggar now. It will just fit for that beggar. He said, picking them all. He picked them, the pair, and he said that yes, it will be a perfect size for the beggar. Mridu and Meena followed him nervously back into the garden. The Mridu and Meena are nervous, and why? Because they have come to know about the story of the beggar, what are his feelings in the hot sun. So nervous they are, and they followed Ravi. Ravi has picked the pair of the master's chappals and they are going to give it to that beggar. Here, said Ravi to the beggar, dropping the slippers in front of the old man. He dropped the slippers, the pair of slippers in front of the beggar and said, here it is, you take it, wear this and go. Wear this and don't come back. The beggar stared at the slippers. Hurriedly, he flung his towel over his shoulder. Flung means he put, okay? Immediately to put the towel into the shoulder and he wore the footwear. Pushed his feet into them and left muttering blessings to the children. He gave blessings to the children. Muttering means in slow voice, slow sound, in low sound to bless. Muttering a blessing to the children. In a minute he had vanished. Vanished means went. He was not seen. In a minute he vanished around the corner of the street. Around the corner of the street, from there he vanished. What did he do? As soon as he got the slippers, when Ravi said, wear it and go away and never come back, he fluttered, he flung his towel and put it over his shoulder. He put his feet into that slippers and he started walking. He quickly vanished and left the road. And he passed the corner of the street. Now what has happened? See, the music teacher, the music master came out. The music master came out of the house. Now the class is over. Lalli is learning violin from that violin teacher, violin master. The music master came out of the house and looked at unappreciative look at the three of them. His look was little doubtful. He was looking at them, unappreciative look. Okay, unhappy look he gave to the three of them. Who are there? Those three? Meena, Mrudu and Ravi. And sitting quietly under the tree playing marbles. What they were doing? They were playing marbles under the tree. And the master gave unappreciative look to them. Then he searched for his chappals in the veranda where he had put them. When he entered to take the Lalli's class, that time he had put his footwear slippers in the veranda. Now he is in search of his chappals. Lalli, he called after a few moments. He did not find the footwear chappals. So what has happened? So he started calling Lalli, his violin student. After a few moments, she hurried up to him. She hurriedly came to him. Have you seen my chappals, my dear? I remember having kept them here. I remember when I came for violin class, that time I have kept my chappals, footwears in the veranda. Now they are not seen. Lalli, my dear, have you seen them? That way, the music master is asking to Lalli about his footwear. Why? Where the footwears have gone? Ravi has given away those footwears to the beggar because his footwear has got blistered. Okay. So till here we have completed the topic today. Remaining part we will be completing in the next class. I request you all, you have to read the topic till page number 26 today. Okay. Thank you. I hope you have understood. Right. Thank you all. I request you today everyone